So can we say like balls of steel? Is that allowed?
Yeah, balls of steel.
I'm done. Is that how that works?
Yeah. Yep, that one looked really good. Motiv's Steel Forge has been announced and is releasing on August 13th, and while it combines a familiar core with a familiar cover, the pairing is intriguing and should excite the maniacs and interest those who might not be into Motiv yet, but that have been paying attention. Angel's layout never changes, so comparisons shown later will be drilled the same for reference. We are at Royal Crest Lanes in Lawrence, Kansas on the Kegel Chromium Challenge pattern. The graph is linked in the description if you would like to see the pattern details. Angel is fairly rev and speed matched, though both are on the lower side. She typically uses stronger balls with surface on them, especially on this pattern, though she doesn't necessarily favor symmetrics or asims. She uses a good mix of everything. First of all, it has to be said, every video, Motiv never misses on the optics. Their slower release schedule means they can really nail every single one, and the time and care put into every ball is once again starkly apparent here. The Steel Forge uses the super strong symmetric detonator core. Symmetric cores don't come stronger than this. 247RG 055 differential and 15 pounds. Impressively similar numbers, 14 through 16. So very strong, heavy rolling core, but that doesn't chug or bog down. And with the Forge name, everyone knew what the core was going to be. The interesting part is that the steel gets the propulsion MXV pearl cover from the incredibly successful Evoke Hysteria. From being one of the best looking balls out there to being all over the World Series of Bowling, and then that success translating to the general public, seems like a no-brainer to make a symmetric version or complement. Because the two Evokes are already stronger rolling, more controllable asims, it makes sense to lean in that same direction in symmetric territory with the Forge line. What we have with the Steel is a ball that feels just like the sum of its two parts. It's half Forge and half Hysteria. Reaction shape for this one is very similar to the Subzero, a strong, heavy rolling roundish arc that despite the cleaner cover still slows down quite a bit. Creating friction is normally what slows the ball down the fastest, but with an early rolling core like this, it really gets a lot of work done keeping the ball roll stable and controllable, while the cleaner medium strength cover contributes some length and pop without going 50 feet and turning sideways. This is a rolly ball that doesn't really rev up much, it just kind of gradually works and builds momentum. Despite Angel typically needing a solid amount of surface for stuff to look its best on this pattern, the Steel is getting a lot of work done on the fresh, and with it being so stable and controllable, I think this one can be used on fresh lead conditions on the medium to lighter side, but would be happiest with some transition or more friction to work with. There's always a trade-off, and with this one being more controllable, that also means it can be a little slow and flat occasionally. It's very similar to the original Zen in that regard. It's hard to miss the pocket with, and it has an above-average carry percentage on the off hits, but it can be really flat on occasion. For fans of the Forge line, you know what they like to do. I don't think versatility is super high with this ball, but it's not designed to cover boards or fly back from fourth arrow. It's designed to bridge the gap between something like a Subzero and a Hysteria, and even the Hysteria like straighter angles. This is one of those super simple balls that is exactly what you think it is. Give it the little second or third arrow swing and beat the pocket to death. When people say keep it simple, this is what they mean. I think this is one of those balls that any rev rate will be happy with. Speed will just be the factor. It'll be clean and probably too slow for higher speeds unless you have the rev rate to go with it, and just too much ball for slower speeds unless, again, you also have a lower rev rate to go with it. With Angel's stats being balanced, it's a very nice walk-it-in kind of reaction from exactly where she likes to play. Smooth enough to hold on misses in, and strong and rolly enough to pick back up and get back from misses out. Price will always be a sticking point with a Motiv ball. They're just more expensive. We're looking at $200 for this one, which is on par with the bigger asymmetric releases from most of the other companies. Balls like the Zen 25, GB5 Pearl, Hazmat Pearl, etc. are significantly cheaper. The performance is there with the Steel, you're just going to pay for it. Please make sure you hit the description before you get out of here. Lots of discount codes and helpful links and resources down there. I have 10% off for CoolWick, the best jersey company out there. 10% off for the premium Nexus backpack, journal, and other products. You'll have to follow the link in the description for that discount. An email address to get custom handcrafted items made from bowling balls, and I do have something interesting here that's new from Genesis. It's called Hyper Control Tape. It comes in strips or pads, and I call it Spider-Man tape because the idea is that you put it anywhere on your fingers or hands where you want more grip, maybe even on your forearm if you're two-handed. So if you typically have issues with slipping somewhere or just want extra grip, you might check this stuff out. We'll take a look at the Subzero Forge first because the Steel is a perfect complement. The Subzero is as strong as symmetric balls get. Very strong core, very strong cover with a lot of surface on it, but you can still see the resemblance in the ball roll. It's got the same strong, heavy, rolly motion to it with the roundish arc. When you flip back to the steel, it's a perfect match. It's a drop down on the strength and a cleaner and sharper reaction that you can go right down into when the Subzero starts getting too early or strong, and I really think the steel will keep you from having to move in right away too. I think you can go right down to it, and it'll keep you in the same area of the lane. It's also virtually a straight ball up from the new Super Clutch, maybe a ball and a half. The Hypervenom would probably be a good stepping stone, but see how much easier the clutch gets down the lane? Definitely cleaner motion, and you can see the effect that the core has on the ball roll. The clutch doesn't start rolling nearly as early, and it doesn't slow down really at all. It's built to get down the lane and then cover a lot of ground on the back end once the lanes get into more significant transition and you have to get deeper. The steel is a very high 3-ball, and the only thing that keeps it from 2-ball territory is that this is a more medium strength cover. It's not quite up there on overall strength or back end with the Raptor Rush. They don't actually have the ball guide updated at the time I'm making this video, but if I had to guess where I think it's going to go, I think it goes on the second line right where the Primal Shock was. Now, it's not similar to the Shock at all, but I think the total package could put it on that line. It's strong enough. It's a strong enough core to be up there. Not as sharp as the Hysteria, but definitely sharper than the Evoke. Now, I could also buy it going between the Pride Liberty and the Primal Rage Evolution, but I think it's stronger than both of those balls. The Evo has the stronger cover, but the steel has the stronger core, and either place I think it would make sense. It really kind of lives between those two lines, honestly. I'm not sure it's strong enough for the second line, but I think it's stronger than the balls in the third line. This one I think has to be a B+. The price hurts it, and the versatility knocks it down a little too, but it's exactly what you want it to be. It's exceptionally forgiving. I mean, Angel had the frickin' world with it in that little zone she was in, and it does exactly what it was designed to do, so I have trouble knocking it for something like versatility, which is kind of a fake or artificial measuring stick anyway. I mean, you wouldn't knock a 7-iron for not being both a 5-iron and a 9-iron at the same time. You pull a 7-iron out of the bag to do 7-iron things, so why people don't get that in bowling, I'll never know, but I digress. Angel's comments on the live comm are usually relegated to shot quality and mechanics, so it's more of a different camera angle and an in-the-moment vibes kind of deal for her. Plus, there always seems to be a few fun moments, so stick around for that. Members get the full version of the commentary, so if you're interested, you can hit the join button on my homepage and become a member to get early access, exclusives, and all my videos ad-free. As always, if you have any questions or comments, feel free to drop those down below.
So can we say like balls of steel? Is that allowed?
Yeah, balls of steel.
I'm done. Is that how that works?
Yeah. Yep, that one looked really good.
Maybe it's just the silver, but it reminds me when you used to throw that tribal.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely a tribal iron forge. Was there an iron forge? I think there was an iron forge.
Yeah, that was the reddish one though, I thought.
That was the iron forge. Because the iron forge did have some red in it, but it was silver.
Yeah. Yeah, you said silver, and I was thinking that that was silver and red.
Yeah.
Ooh, bit outside. Yup. I like that one. Yes.
You're kind of sailing it a little bit or just kind of punching it down in there to the floor too hard. That's a lot better. That's my fault. You let that go and I said that looks a lot better.
It's like Waspo standing behind somebody with a camera. Shut your face.
This video was brought to you by Panda Bear Productions. We put the in bowling.